Rose, can I ask you something honest?
Yes, go for it.
Think of something you have been putting off. Not a big dramatic thing, just something small you keep avoiding. Got it in your head?
Oh, I have three things actually.
Okay, now be really honest with yourself for a second. Is it because you're lazy, or is it because actually doing it feels uncomfortable?
Huh, that question just hit different.
Right? Sit with that for a second.
I think I already know the answer, and I don't love it.
Yeah, same.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rose and Jack, Everyday English. This is the place where you can improve your English through calm, natural conversations about life, mindset, and everyday moments.
I am Jack.
And I'm Rose. And today we're talking about something almost everyone deals with: procrastination. Why we delay things we actually care about, even when we know better.
And the short answer is, it's usually not about being lazy at all. It's about fear.
If you're a B1 or B2 learner, this episode is completely for you. And if you're a stronger or newer learner, just relax, listen, and enjoy the conversation.
So here's the thing that changed how I think about procrastination. I used to believe I was just avoiding work.
And when?
Now I think I was avoiding a feeling, not the task itself.
Oh, say more.
Okay, so last month I had to write a difficult email to a client. Not even a long one, maybe 5 sentences.
Let me guess, you didn't write it for days?
4 days, Rose. 4 days for 5 sentences.
What were you actually avoiding?
The discomfort of maybe getting it wrong, of them reading it and being disappointed in me.
So it was never really about the email.
Exactly. The email was easy. The feeling underneath it was hard.
That's such a strange twist, though, because from the outside, it just looks like laziness.
It really does, but laziness feels like I don't care. Procrastination feels like I care too much, and that's terrifying.
Okay, I want to put that on a t-shirt.
Write it down. It might be one of our lines today.
I had something similar happen with exercise, actually. I kept telling myself I'd start running once I had the right shoes, the right playlist, the right morning routine.
Classic.
But when I really looked at it, I wasn't avoiding running. I was avoiding how hard the first 10 minutes would feel. That gasping, uncomfortable, why am I doing this feeling?
So the task was never the enemy.
No, the discomfort was.
This is actually backed by a lot of psychology, too. Researchers describe procrastination as an emotion regulation problem, not a time management problem.
Which honestly explains why all those productivity apps never really fixed it for me.
Right, because a calendar can't fix fear.
That's good. Say that again slower.
A calendar can't fix fear.
Okay, that one is definitely quotable.
There's this idea I love called the 2-minute rule. Whenever a task feels overwhelming, you tell yourself, I'll just do it for 2 minutes.
Just 2 minutes?
That's it, because the resistance is almost always at the very beginning. Once you're in motion, it gets easier.
I actually tried that with cleaning my apartment once. I told myself, just tidy for 2 minutes.
And
40 minutes later, I'm reorganizing my bookshelf and questioning my life choices.
see, that's the trick. Starting is the hardest part, not finishing.
It's almost like your brain builds this huge wall around a task, but the wall is thinner than you think.
And once you take one small step, the wall just kind of crumbles.
I like that image.
There's an old proverb that fits here too. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
That's always overused, but honestly, it's overused because it's true.
It's a cliche because it works, Rose. Fair point. And here's what's interesting. This isn't really about willpower either. It's about lowering the emotional cost of starting.
So instead of asking, how do I force myself to do this, the better question is,
How do I make starting feel smaller and safer?
that reframes the whole thing.
After the break, we're going to talk about something that quietly fuels procrastination even more than fear of failure does.
Ooh, what is it?
Perfectionism. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Okay, Jack, tell me about perfectionism and procrastination.
So here's the pattern. If I can't do something perfectly, part of my brain says, then why start at all?
Oh, I know this one deeply.
Tell me,
I wanted to start a blog for years, Jack.
what stopped you?
I kept thinking, my writing isn't good enough yet. I need to read more books first, improve my style, figure out the perfect topic.
So you were preparing to prepare.
That's exactly what it was. I was polishing an idea that didn't even exist yet.
That's such a sneaky trap because it disguises itself as responsibility, like you're being careful, not avoidant.
Right, it feels noble, like, I just have high standards.
But really,
Really, it's fear wearing a nice outfit.
say that one again.
Fear wearing a nice outfit.
That's going straight into the shorts clip.
Can I ask you something now?
Go ahead.
Have you ever finished something and realized your fear was completely wrong? Like the finished thing was actually fine?
Constantly, almost every single time, honestly.
See, that's the cruel joke of perfectionism. It protects you from a disaster that usually never happens.
And it costs you years of just not starting.
Years you don't get back either.
There's a quote I love from a psychologist. Perfectionism isn't the pursuit of the best, it's the fear of being seen as anything less than perfect.
Oof, that one stings a little.
It's supposed to, in a gentle way.
So if perfectionism keeps us stuck, what actually breaks it?
Lowering the bar on purpose, deliberately doing something badly just to prove you can survive it.
Like writing one ugly first paragraph.
Exactly. A messy first paragraph you're allowed to hate.
I actually did that with my blog eventually. My first post was honestly kind of embarrassing.
Did the world end?
No, nobody even noticed the bad parts. I was the only one obsessing over them.
That's almost always true. We think everyone is watching our mistakes closely, but people are busy with their own lives.
We're the main character in our own anxiety and basically an extra in everyone else's story.
That's a good one too.
I'm on fire today.
You really are. Keep going.
So maybe the real skill isn't discipline at all. Maybe it's tolerance. Tolerance for doing something imperfectly.
That reframes success completely. Success isn't doing it right the first time, it's just doing it at all.
Done is better than perfect.
There it is. Classic, but true.
After this break, I think we should talk about what actually happens once you get past that first messy step. Where does it lead?
Yes, let's land the bigger picture next. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Okay, so we've talked about fear and we've talked about perfectionism. Now let's land somewhere. What actually happens once someone gets past that first messy step?
Honestly, I think something shifts almost immediately, and it's not what people expect. You'd think the reward comes from finishing, but actually the relief comes from starting. The second you begin, even badly, the anxiety drops. Not because the task got easier, but because you stopped living in the what-if version of it in your head. You're no longer imagining the task, you're just doing it. And doing it is almost always less scary than imagining it.
That's such an important distinction. The imagined version is always worse.
Always. My brain can write a horror movie about a 5-minute phone call.
Mine too. I once avoided my dentist for 2 weeks because some part of my brain convinced me it would be this whole ordeal.
And when you finally called?
90 seconds. They just booked the appointment. That was it. 2 weeks of anxiety for 90 seconds of actual effort.
That ratio is almost funny when you say it out loud.
It's embarrassing, but it's also just human. I think we've all lived that exact ratio in some form.
So here's a bigger idea I keep coming back to. Procrastination isn't really a character flaw. It's a signal. It's your brain trying to protect you from discomfort, disappointment, or judgment. The problem isn't that the signal exists. The problem is when we obey it every single time without question.
So the goal isn't to never feel resistance.
No, resistance is normal. The goal is to not let resistance make the final decision for you.
That's a really different way to look at it. Not get rid of the fear, but don't let the fear drive.
Exactly. Let it sit in the passenger seat. Just don't hand it the keys.
Okay, that's definitely one of our lines for today.
I will take it.
Can I bring in one more small story before we close this out?
Please.
So, a while back, I wanted to learn how to cook properly. Not just survive, actually cook. And I put it off for almost a year because I told myself I needed to take a class first, buy the right pans, watch enough videos.
The preparing to prepare thing again.
Exactly that. And then, one random Tuesday, I just made a really average pasta dish. Nothing special, slightly overcooked, honestly.
But
But it was the first real step. And after that, cooking stopped being this huge, intimidating idea in my head and just became something I did sometimes. Imperfectly, but regularly.
That's the whole lesson in one story, really. You didn't need the perfect start. You needed a start.
Starting badly is still starting.
Say that one more time, slowly.
Starting badly is still starting.
That might be the strongest line of the whole episode.
I think so too, because it removes the pressure completely. You don't need the confident version of yourself to show up. You just need any version of yourself to take one small, imperfect step.
And once you're moving, even slowly, even clumsily, you're no longer procrastinating. You're just in progress.
In progress, not perfect.
I really love that.
Me too. All right, let's take a short break from the deep talk. Time for something lighter.
Now it's time for Word Walk, 5 useful words from today's conversation.
First up, avoidance. This means staying away from something, usually because it feels uncomfortable or difficult. Example, his avoidance of the topic made things worse.
Next, overwhelming. This describes a feeling so strong or a task so big that it's hard to handle. Example, the project felt overwhelming at first.
Third, resistance. This is an inner force that pushes back against doing something, even something you want to do. Example, I felt a lot of resistance before starting my workout.
Fourth, sneaky. This describes something tricky or hidden, not obvious at first glance. Example, perfectionism is a sneaky habit because it looks like high standards.
And last, in progress. This means something is currently happening or being worked on but isn't finished yet. Example, don't worry, the report is still in progress.
5 solid words straight from real conversation. Nothing complicated, just useful.
That's it for today's episode, friends.
We really hope this gave you a new way to think about procrastination, not as laziness, but as fear wearing different disguises.
Here's a question for you to think about, and honestly, we'd love to hear your answer in the comments. What is one small thing you've been avoiding, and what feeling might actually be underneath that avoidance?
Take a moment with that one. No pressure to have a perfect answer.
If today's episode felt useful, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next conversation.
And remember, you don't need the perfect moment to start. You just need any moment.
Starting badly is still starting.
Every conversation is a step closer to speaking English naturally.
See you in the next episode, friends.